Alrighty, so I'm going to show our meal for tonight. It's kind of like a cheap tofu lo mein kind of thing. But first, I gotta drain and smoosh tofu. So I'll take my trusty knife here. Open this package up. And see, it's full of all this nasty water stuff. So I'm going to drain that in the sink. And then I'm going to take some paper towels, lay that on a plate, dump that out, kind of get a little bit of the liquid out of it. And then I'm going to cut this into kind of strips so that it'll dry up faster. So I'm just going to cut this up into about, I don't know, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch slices. And then lay them flat. And then I'm going to cut each of these twice. Make them pretty thin. Okay. I'm just going to transfer them over here real quick while I get a paper towel for the plate. Do 2. Okay, so now I take my strips. Okay. I'll grab 2 more. Like that. And I'm going to take my stock pot, set it on top here, kind of weight it down a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that for a little while, and then I will come back later and we'll continue the recipe. Alrighty, it's been about, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes? I don't know, I didn't keep track. But the paper towels are really soaked through with the disgusting tofu juice. So I'm going to put new ones on top. And then kind of... Alright, let's see if I can flip this over without completely destroying everything. Wait, let's flip it. Okay. Blam. Yeah! Alright. So, yeah, those are still really squishy. Ew. Seriously, tofu is gross. It's gross to, like, prepare. You know, I'm gonna move these guys over. But, I mean, once you really, really dry it out, it has kind of a cool texture. It's not really a meaty texture like some people say, or at least I don't think it is, as a, you know, hardcore carnivore. And I'll be back in a little while to show you the next part. And I'm back to check on it again because the paper towel's really wet, but not as wet as the last one. Same with this bottom guy. They still feel a little bit squishy, but I think I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of flip these out onto the plate and just chop them up into bite-sized pieces and put them in my little bowl, because we're going to put a whole bunch of seasoning on these guys, because tofu doesn't really have much of a flavor, so you have to kind of like add whatever flavor you want to it. Squishy. It's decent and it tastes pretty good. We have it about, I don't know, once a month, just because I like this recipe so much. But there we go. And this is so not healthy for you, just letting you guys know. This is not a nice, healthy tofu, lean people recipe. This is like, I think the worst thing you could possibly do with tofu. Because I'm going to be using ramen noodles, and we all know that ramen noodles are not a healthy dish. So, you know, anyway, let's see. What spices do I want to use? So, toss in my black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little tiny bit of cayenne because I just want a little bit of heat. Just a little. Tiny little bit. And also, we're going to be using the seasoning packet from the ramen, so, you know, this is just kind of to get it flavored up so it's not just the tofu when we first start to saute it. Okay, well, I'm going to get my skillet and my noodles and all of that ready to go, and I'll be back shortly. Alrighty, well, I have my skillet heating up. I got some water heating up. Now, typically with ramen, they tell you like 2 cups of water per pouch, but it really doesn't matter because we're not using the liquid from it. So I'm just heating up some water, heating up my skillet, and let's see, I'm going to use my garlic olive oil. I made this stuff. I took a few bulbs of garlic, broke them up into cloves, and simmered it in olive oil for about 45 minutes. And then, oh, I don't have a spoon. All right. Improvising. So, I simmered it for about 45 minutes. And I took the garlic out. I chopped it up, put it in the jar in the fridge, and then I use this stuff now for my cooking. So I'm going to put a little bit of the garlic olive oil in my pan. Then I'm going to take my tofus, put them in there. Stir it up with my chewed on spoon. It's got some teeth marks in it because the dog stole it out of the skillet one day when she was a baby. Oh, and also I added in some beef bouillon powder because I figured, you know what, they just need a little more flavor, these tofus. So we're going to cook these for about, I don't know, 15 minutes till they're browned. And I'm going to add some shredded carrots because I like them. And cook these with the tofu toward the end. We're going to boil our noodles. When the noodles are done, we're going to put it all together and I'll be back. The tofu is getting nice and brown. The water started boiling, so I'm going to put the noodles in it. And I'm going to add my carrots to the tofu. Oops. So that they can cook a bit while the noodles are cooking. And seriously, you guys, I cannot stress enough, this is not healthy food. This is not a healthy food. So now that we've got that out of the way, I stir my carrots in. And we're going to let this cook down. And I'll show you when I throw it all together. Alright, our carrots are cooked into the tofu. And the noodles are done. So I'm going to take the seasoning packets from my ramen. And I use beef flavor, but I'm sure you could use whatever you wanted. If you ever wanted to make this. Alright, I'm going to stir that in. I think I'm going to add a little bit of the water from the noodles just to kind of break up the flavoring stuff. Alright. If you can hear me over the sizzling, awesome. But I'm going to take these noodles and plop them down in here. Okay, So I'm gonna let these cook down, get some flavor into the noodles, and I'm gonna dish it up and I'll show you when it's dished up. This is done, so I'm gonna bowl it up for the husband and myself. All right, so there you go. Doesn't look too great, but it's tasty. Tofu, ramen, carrots. There you go. And I don't know how to outro this. I want to eat it.